Here we go now. Here we go now.
Hello, and yes, good evening to each and every one of you. Welcome to Grind Season 3. My name is Jamie G, and just keep on watching. All right, and welcome once again to Grind Season 3, only here at the Boulder channel. And here we talk about all the trending stories, the latest happenings, essential guides, and important updates on relevant industries. And of course, like what I've been telling you guys, and of course, reminding all of you to always keep on grinding. Yes, but you know what? Tonight we're going to be having so much fun because we are joined by three bolder women who definitely excel in their respective fields with flying colors. Ayan na nga, so that's why we are very, very elated and excited to actually introduce to you guys our first guest. We have a very, very beautiful flight attendant. We've got Alpha De Ocampo.
Hi, Jamie. It's nice meeting you all.
Hi, Alpha.
Hi, I'm Alpha.
Yes, Alpha. Hello, hello. Yeah, see,
Hi.
there she goes, the very beautiful lady right there. And Alpha, once again, thanks for joining us tonight. And not only that, we also have another guest. She is a PR and marketing communications professional. We got Liz Sarte.
Hi, good evening. Hello.
Hi, Liz. Yes,
Hi,
welcome to
hi.
the show. Yay.
Yeah.
And of course, last but not the least, we have an Airbus A320 pilot, Air Force reservist, nurse, and entrepreneur. We've got pilot Cheska Gonzalez Garrido.
Hi, good evening, guys.
Oh my goodness, I am so excited for tonight. Talagang power tayo. Female empowerment is what we are really focusing for tonight's show, and we are very eager to know more about the three of you. Kaya ayan na nga, before that no, I would like to welcome the three of you once again to our grind. This is by Boulder channel. But ayan na nga, I'll cut to the chase already. How's it like? How are you guys doing? I mean, when we talk about also no, when we actually hear the words modern woman. Ayan, di ba? Syempre, it gives us this idea of, okay, modern women are somehow women who are not only confident, but they have this ability to stand up for themselves, influencing people. But we would like to know, what's your definition of that? How is it like to be a modern woman and a bolder woman? So maybe we can start with Alpha first.
Well, for me, a modern woman is someone who is free to make her life choices and able to independently care for herself.
Yeah. Yes, yes, that's true,
Yes.
no? Kasi, and always to stand up for yourself. That's really
Yes.
important talaga. So what about Liz? What's your
Yeah, so
definition of a modern
I
woman?
think a modern woman should is someone who has a perfect balance of being soft and strong. So basically,
Yeah.
she can be a mother, but she can also be a leader, or she can be a friend, or she can also be a resilient athlete. So it's
Mhm.
someone she's someone who's um, who can actually speak her mind well, and
Mhm.
can express her
Yes.
emotion being without being judged, without worrying about being judged.
Alam mo, I love it. I love that you actually described being soft and strong at the same time. And just to add to that, no, it's also important if that woman is also there's a parang interest in curiosity. Like you're always asking questions. Yeah, that's nice. So thanks for that, Liz and Alpha. So how about our pilot right here, Cheska?
Hi, good evening. Yeah, for me, a modern woman is someone who's not just successful, pero you who can do everything and
Yeah.
like yung matapang, yung alam niya yung gusto niyang gawin sa buhay, and then who has the capability to affect other people's life in a very positive way. So I think that, and someone who can help others in a very positive way. So sa akin, that's a modern woman.
And those definitions are the three of you already. Like you have all the qualities that you just described. And we are really really inspired. I mean, when I just read about, your profession, what you guys are up to, what's keeping you busy, like wow, you guys wear so many hats, and it's just a wonderful and amazing, it's just really amazing to know that you have been juggling that. And yun nga, that's why we have so many questions for you guys, like how were you able to be in this position where you at right now, and how were you able to do that with flying colors. And so I got a follow-up question of, let's talk about your goals in life, whether it's big or small. What are these goals that I mean, like you've already pursued your goals already, but do you have other goals that you plan to accomplish? So go Alpha.
Okay, so I'll start again.
Yeah.
Actually, with the pandemic and being abroad, my movement is actually limited, but not that limited.
Mm.
So I'm focusing more on what I have. First, maybe hitting the financial monthly goals, and then
Mm.
I'm trying to learn a new language just by myself.
Wow.
Yeah,
What
because
language is that?
yeah, I don't really go out so much in South in where I live. Kaya I'm really stuck in a compound if I'm not flying. And
Yeah.
then apart from that, actually just keeping relationships alive, even through social media with my family and friends. Just
Mhm.
small steps in goals.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I do relate to you with that, no? I mean, small steps are the most rewarding
Mm.
ones. Because right now, what the pandemic has taught us is to really, just take it one day at a time and just be present. That's the most important lesson that we
Yes.
actually learned now, no? What about Liz?
Actually, for me, small lang, very small, I think. So
Mm.
it's just so since I'm in the sports industry right now, so I just wanted to influence more women to get involved. So kahit walang
Yes.
sports right now, you can actually, get involved in workshops and, just basically being active also on your own. So yeah,
Yeah.
and also as a career woman, I just want to influence also other people to always to push lang. So
Mm-mm.
yeah,
And you know what, Liza? I'm actually very, very interested to learn more about capoeira. I know you're doing that. You're also doing
yeah.
rugby, you're doing football. I mean, like, those sports are like, I mean, di ba, parang they're somehow manly, but how do you manage to do it? So I think, you know, probably after this pandemic or during this pandemic, I would like to try it out because I'm
Oh yeah.
really not
Well,
a. Mhm.
actually, with capoeira, we're doing online workshops right now. We online classes.
Nice.
So you can, if you have enough space, kaya mong tumambling sa space mo, you can actually do it. But yeah, so you have to do things that keeps you sane right now. So I
Mm.
mean, I
Exactly.
can play rugby, obviously. Siguro it's gonna take us a few months to get back to the sport since it's really a contact sport.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So other sports like well, capoeira is there. So yeah,
Nice, nice. So I might check it out after our live. Then might try that.
yeah.
What about Cheska? Ayan. Oops, you're on mute.
Yeah, hi, sorry.
Yes.
Ako naman because of the pandemic, wala ko sa airline ngayon. So my long-term goal is to be back on the airline industry, but I think that would be like 2 to 3 years more. So ngayon, I think my short-term goal is about, long-term and short-term goal is about my businesses. So marami akong na-start kasi ng business this pandemic, and I think yun yung coping mechanism ng mga Filipino, diba? Like, yung dami tayong naging business ng mga ngayong pandemic na to. So, yun.
Yeah.
And yung inaasikaso ko this time yung mga advocacy ko na to bring back hope to the aspiring pilots and yung mga people or pilots talaga na nawawalan na ng pag-asa sa aviation industry. And so we do projects, giveaways, etc. So yun yung
Nice.
ginagawa namin.
So
Mm.
it's really all about helping out, no? And
Yes,
just
and giving
being
back.
there. Yes, that's true.
Yes.
But we're also, yun nga, no, it's just so sad to learn that, it'll take 2 to 3 years pa
Yes.
for you guys to get back on track with, the airlines and being a pilot
Yes.
again. But you know what? I'm just really amazed also with your profession. My goodness, it's always been a dream of mine
Yeah.
to be a pilot. My God, talagang one top lady right there.
Thank
Diba? So
you.
nakakatuwa talaga. So yun, speaking of that naman, no, so we've touched on the accomplishment. So what about major breakthroughs? Ano yung mga na-experience niyong major breakthrough, or what do you actually consider the biggest breakthrough you've achieved during this pandemic? Go Alpha.
Actually, this whole pandemic parang tumigil in a way.
Hmm.
It's the same with the airline, actually with the whole world with traveling. So it
Oops.
it went by like pumikit ka lang tapos pagising mo 2021 na. Ganon yung
Yeah,
feeling.
Ben. Yeah.
So ang actually pinaka-breakthrough ko, I was not able to go home for 2 years because if you go home, there are chances that you might not get back because
Exactly.
of the
Yes.
cancellations and everything. Pinaka-breakthrough ko to get home. Actually, right now, I'm just happy to be home and
Yeah.
to finally see my parents and loved ones. Yun lang talaga for so far.
Yes. Pero nakakatuwa, no? These are very, very simple things that we used to take
Mm.
for granted. And now, parang, di ba, usually, di ba, pag sinabing breakthrough, it's really like yung accomplishment. But right now, it's really about being together with your family,
Yeah, being together.
reconnecting, seeing them. Kakatuwa rin talaga.
Yeah, it
So,
really matters so much because actually, I just want to add, yung another breakthrough
mm,
is finally going home without the fear of losing my job.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. Yes. You're one of the lucky ones who actually,
No.
was able to keep their jobs this pandemic.
Yes.
Yeah. So
But
thanks
with a
for that,
price.
Alpha.
Yes.
Mm. What about yeah, what about Liz here?
Yeah, so I think major breakthrough for me is that I evolved, like with my career. So since
Yes.
I work for an events company,
Mm-hmm.
so alam naman natin, that's um, number one ang tamaan from the pandemic.
Yes.
So
Mhm.
um, I evolved, so I had to, study more, take more courses. So those things that I like, parang I just parked it, that
Yeah,
idea
yeah.
before. Now I'm gonna take this and that. So now I have so much time to take those things, and then those things actually making benefit for me since I can offer more to clients and to other people. So
Nice. Thanks, Liz. What about Cheska?
I think, kasi being a pilot for me, being in the airline industry for 10 years, I thought that was my life na forever. Like, I never imagined another, um, na mga bagay na magagawa ko pa. But then the pandemic came and then retrenchment happened and everything. So nalaman ko na I can do so much more pa pala and there's so much more to do. So yung physical, mental, emotional lahat nasubukan this whole pandemic. And I
True.
think one major breakthrough also is when I joined the Air Force. Kasi that is
Mm.
like, nasubukan ko yung pinaka maximum level ng kaya ng everything, ng katawan ko, ng mind ko. So parang, siguro, this is the time, the pandemic is the time when I know na yung sarili ko, nalaman ko yung mga kakayanan ko. I think that's my major breakthrough this pandemic.
Talagang women of steel. Ganun talaga eh. Lahat magagawa. We can do it. Ganun yung dating eh. And it's just really inspiring. Alam mo,
Thank
nakakatawa. This is
you.
just the first part of our live stream and I'm learning so much from you guys already. Like, how you perceive your life. Like, alam mo yun, talagang you just don't give up. Parang, alam mo, there's always more room for you to learn new things and you'd adapt to
Yeah.
whatever situation is given to you. So yun yung nakakatuwa about that. And now that Cheska mentioned nga na, alam mo, yun, parang she was able to change or transition her position or profession in life, no? The question that I would like to ask is, would you ever change career paths or like for say, let's say the pandemic didn't happen, do you ever see yourself having your current job until retirement or you're open to new ideas? Ayan. Go Alpha.
Ulit. Actually, flight attendant, obviously, I cannot have this job for the rest of my youth. Kasi tatanda din yung face and there are certain requirements and standard for age that I must leave, like around 40. I must leave the airline already in where I work. And
Mm,
since I had previous job in the Philippines, I was marketing agent as well uh, for 5 years in the Philippines. I would like to get
yeah.
back, but of course, I've been behind. As Liz said, when it comes to those parts, you have to study. You have to, I think, you have to go with the trend. So parang I think I'll be behind a bit. But I do
Mm-mm-mm.
see myself changing career paths. But when the time comes, I'll think about it.
Yeah. But
As of
actually,
now,
do you?
yeah,
Mm,
I
but
love
do
my
you have?
job as of now, yeah.
You have the best job, kaya parang love it until it, lasts.
Yeah.
But the follow-up question for me here is, do you have like a particular department or like area of job that you would like to take? Let's say if you're not a flight attendant.
If I'm not a flight attendant,
Mm-hmm.
probably I'll still be in my old job. Actually, I really liked what I was doing there. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Doing events starting from ground up. It makes me feel accomplished.
Nice.
Yes, I miss it
Mm-hmm.
actually. Kasi in the airlines, it's labor intensive, physically
Yeah.
exhausting, especially
Mm-mm.
when you're working like 100 hours, 70 hours, 80 hours in a month.
My
It's too much.
goodness. Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
and in different time zones, it's exhausting. When you come back, wala kaming take home work, but I just sleep. That's it.
Siyempre.
And
And
then
the jet lag.
I miss sometimes the 9 to 5 job, but it's not really 9 to 5 when it's events. But the actual na matapos mo yung whole thing afterwards, it feels self-accomplishment.
Rewarding.
It's
Oo.
very rewarding. That's what I miss
Yeah.
the most.
Mm-mm. That's nice. What
Marketing.
about, yeah. So you're also the same with Liz. Liz is
In
into.
a way, yes, but I
Mhm.
am actually working in marketing for different airlines before. So still in the airline
Oh,
industry.
okay. Nice. So what about Liz?
Well, as you said earlier, so we have to basically adapt to whatever's happening right now. So it would be possible that I would still do events because I miss it. So there's a lot of events in the past that we did na sobrang, fulfilling and exciting as well. And, it's, and right now we can't really say what's going to happen in the next few months. So I can't say that I would still be in this agency or in this club. So what's
Mm-mm.
important is that you know what you're good at, and
Yes.
from
Yes.
there you would know what's your path basically.
Mm-mm. Nice. I love your answer right there. What about Cheska?
Ako, I imagine myself, kung hindi nagka-pandemic, up to 67 years old, I'll be flying. Like, super nag-enjoy talaga ako sa airline.
If
Kasi I
possible,
was also, yeah, if I'm also a flight attendant kasi before, and I super, super love that job. And I thought to myself, I wanted to stay in the airline industry forever. That's why I took up also, flying. Kasi gusto ko nga kasi mas matagal yung retirement age and everything. So,
Mm-mm.
pero, God gives you some other plans because of the pandemic. And so, sabi ko, pagbalik ko ng airline in the future, I will also continue all my businesses. Sobrang masaya din ako na nagbe-business. So, ang dami kong natututunan and mga classes na tinitake. So, yun yung parang naging, redirection ko. Pero if walang pandemic, yeah, for sure, nasa airline lang ako for life. For
Oo,
life.
no? For life, eh. Pero yun talagang only focus mo. But
Yeah.
right now, it's also nice to know that you're also diverting your attention to
Yeah.
other, yung nag-aaral talaga kayo just to be able to,
Yeah.
make ends meet and then learn more for your own sanity. Yun yung
Yes.
I think also one of the biggest lessons that we learned during the pandemic. What about inspiration? Let's talk about that. Have you drawn professional inspiration from other women? Or maybe you can actually share with us someone who has actually inspired you to where you guys are at today.
I'll
Yeah.
start again. Yes.
Go
For
Alpha.
me, professional inspiration, mostly I gain it from the people who are in the same field as me. Specifically, my nearest example are the women near me, my batchmates, my Filipino batchmates in
Yeah.
the same airline. They say the flight attendant doesn't have time, but she had time to teach while she was while she is a flight attendant. And
Mm-hmm.
another one of my batchmates, she is able to be a mom
Mm-hmm.
even during the pandemic and come back. Some of
Nice.
them are, yeah, I mean, they get to keep the job that they want and still do other things. And for most of the cabin crews that I have seen, and for everyone as well, they're putting up their own businesses. Actually,
Yes.
it's really inspiring na kahit na bumabalik na yung, in a way, bumabalik na yung mga flying hours namin and all, they still put time and effort just to make something that is not expected of them actually. Kasi flight
Mm-mm.
attendant, you don't have time, but they had time to be something else. And
Mm-mm.
that gives me more inspiration because we are in the same situation. Yeah.
Alam mo, just to share also, no, we had a guest here who was also a flight attendant before. She started selling donuts. So that was her
Yeah.
passion. Ayun na nga. So
She's
nakakatuwa. Ang
actually my
daming,
friend.
ay oh, yeah. O, di ba?
Yes.
Very inspiring ang story. And kasi she wanted to share her favorite donuts. Actually, yung her son's favorite donuts from the States. And yan, gumawa siya ng sarili niyang version. So yeah, those are really just inspiring stories talaga to hear right
Yes.
now.
And her donuts
Ayan.
are good.
Ayun, oo, syempre. Mas masarap pa ata dun sa dun sa binibenta sa States.
Sa ano
Yes.
kaya?
Mm-mm. So yan. What about Liz? Ayan, what can you share with us?
Actually, women around me, I would say the sports pa lang. So there's a lot of inspiring women. So you're like, for example, Ada Milby. Ada is she's a sister of Sam Milby, and she has been, um, she has this high position na in World Rugby, and she's the first Asian woman to take this position. Also, you
Mm-hmm.
have entrepreneurs right now who are really striving. And the most inspiring story that I've heard recently, because I had an interview with Heidi Lynn Diaz. So
Mm, yep.
she went through her story on how yung journey niya as an athlete towards the gold. So alam mo yun, she had so many challenges, and I would say so sobrang bilib ako sa kanya with her mental strength, because
Yeah.
it's really hard for her. It's really hard to be an athlete in this country, honestly. But
Mm-mm.
she was able to push herself, and then now she has the gold. So it's really inspiring to see. And now she's studying again. It's nice to see someone like that, sobrang down to earth, and she has accomplished so much in her life. But
Alam mo, that's true. Talagang that's a very, very well-deserved championship, well-deserved gold. I
yeah,
mean, parang what she really had to go through, yung challenges niyan, parang one would actually give up already, but she's
yeah,
there. She's still standing. She never gave up, and she believed with all of her goals. So talagang truly inspiring yung story niya. Yes. Thanks, Liz. Oh, what about Cheska?
Ako maybe yung drive ko before na wala masyadong female pilot, and then meron akong nakalipad na
Mm-mm.
female pilot. And so siya yung nag-ano sa akin na, no, kaya mo yan, ganyan. So, colleague ko siya. And then, siguro yung isa si Jessica Cox, yung armless pilot na female din, tas
Mm. Yeah.
Filipina-American siya. So, parang kung kaya nila, di ba? I mean, yung mga konti nga lang yung percentage ng girls. So yun yung isa sa sa pinupush ko ngayon, na mas marami pa sanang girls na maging pilot, kasi nga ako naghahanap ako before ng inspiration. Kasi like
Yeah, yeah.
konti pa lang before eh. So ganun naman yung gusto ko ngayon, parang intern. Ako naman yung sana maka-inspire naman para mas marami maging piloto. So yun, Jessica Cox tsaka yung isang colleague ko na na female pilot.
Grabe talaga, no? When you say female pilot, iba dating eh. Talagang
Yun
di
talaga.
ba? Parang, wow. I mean, kaya talagang saludo ako sa inyo lahat for having those kind of roles and being where you at right now. Pero yan naman, we touched on nga kung sino naman nag-expire sa inyo. But ngayon, we dive into naman, ano yung mga biggest doubts nyo? Or the biggest doubt that you ever had in your life? Meron ba? Go Alpha.
Actually, because I started working in the office. So, nagbuno na ako ng parang 4 to 5 years on the same area. So, it's like laddering, di ba, sa Philippines. And then suddenly, I have to leave it. Before I left, my boss actually asked me, "Are you sure this is worth it?" I worked in the airline industry as a marketing agent, pero sabi nila, up there, magiging katulong ka lang on air. So sabi ko,
Mm.
well, you could be one of those na nagbe-business trip and all together with them. Tapos, for me, yun yung pinaka-biggest doubt ko, actually, if it was worth it. And after 4 to 5 years, it's worth it. That's what I think.
Diba?
Yes,
That's
it
the,
is.
alam mo, that's the most rewarding feeling in the entire universe. Pero syempre, all of us are, somehow fearful with
It
what's to
is.
come, Diba? Pero once that you've achieved that, parang, yes.
Yeah, but I
Diba?
had to let go of everything. My career here, and then of course yung family, and then I had to go abroad, start from scratch, go in a country where I don't even know a single Arabic. So
Yeah.
everyone is speaking. Not everyone is speaking English, so I had to learn basic
Oh my
stuff.
goodness.
Yes,
Yes.
and then
Another challenge for
yeah,
you.
another challenge. But I did learn,
Oo.
but super konti lang because everyone is actually speaking English naman na in the airline. And so far, yun lang yung biggest doubt ko. And it has been cleared. Siguro my future doubts, but I'm good, yes.
Yeah.
I'm
I
good. I'm
love
happy.
it. And I'm happy for you, Alpha. Ha? So,
Positivity.
mm-mm. Such a very inspiring story from Alpha. So, what about Liz? What's your biggest
Um,
doubt?
biggest doubt would always be, if I will be able to reach that expectation of a client or my boss. So,
Mm.
for example, in an event, like someone asked me to direct a show, like, kaya ko ba yun? Like, what if, you would think that it might not finish well, or, pero, tatapos ko naman. I mean, it's fulfilling, and also in sports naman. So I'm also a referee for
Nice.
flag football and for rugby. So the biggest
Mm-mm.
task was 2019 Sea Games, when I actually thought na I'm just gonna be a ball picker. Kasi sabi ko,
Mm.
parang feeling ko yun lang yung kaya kong gawin. So you're actually doubting yourself, like, can I actually
Yeah.
do this? But yeah, I was able to ref almost all the games, including the men's Philippine volcanoes. So challenging, kasi
Wow.
you have to run with the boys.
Mm-mm. Galing I
I
love
doubted
it.
myself physically, kasi I
Liz.
was, yeah, it's really challenging kasi I was coming out from an injury. So
Mm.
I was thinking, shit, baka hindi ako ready, hindi ako prepared.
Oo.
So natapos ko naman siya for 2 days.
Galing. Kasi 'di ba, I mean like competing with boys. Parang that's really out of this world kasi talagang in reality, they're really
Yeah.
stronger than women. And for you to be able to play with
Well,
them or
actually, the women's team is
mm,
kasing lakas din ng men's team. So, mga beast din sila. So, it doesn't really matter if men or women yung naglalaro. It's just really, these are the top athletes that we have right now, and we have to run with them basically in the pitch. So, it's like,
oo. But wow, grabe talaga. Saludo ako sa mga ganyang stories. Very, very inspiring, ah. So baka naman after this, yung mga viewers natin will be inspired to, just get out of your comfort zone. Try niyo, di ba? Because a lot of them, I'm sure, mga parang, alam mo, they're just scared to try it out. Pero what if I am not as resilient or as strong as
Yeah.
I can be? Yung pala, you can. So,
Yeah.
yun. Thank you,
Yes.
Liz. Kakatuwa naman. And what about Cheska?
Before, ang pinaka-doubt ko talaga, as in,
Hmm.
super liit ko lang kasi. 5'1.5" lang ako.
Uy,
So,
we're the same height!
oh, yeah. Hello sa mga maliliit. Hindi kasi
Oo.
I'm scared before dahil flight attendant ako eh. Diba ang flight attendant is minimum, usually it's 5'3".
May
So,
height, oo, yeah.
yeah, exactly. So, dun pa lang doubt na ako kasi hindi ko naman na maaangat yung height ko eh. Like, you can change that thing. But then, so hindi ako natanggap dun sa first airline na in-applyan ko because of the height. And then the second airline that I tried to apply, sabi ko that would be the last time. Tinanggap nila ako, pero dun sa interview ko dinaan. So in
Yeah.
short, yeah. So yung doubt na hindi pwede mag-flight attendant ang maliit. Lagi kong sinasabi to sa mga toko, pwede. Pati pilot, kala nila hindi rin pwede maging maliit. Well, I am a living proof na pwede talagang maliliit. And I think it's all about skills. It's all about your capacity, and it's not about just about your height. So, sometimes may mga bagay na kung hindi natin susubukan, you won't know, 'di ba? Kung hindi ako pinilit 'yon, and I just like binasa ko lang na 5'3", oh hindi na ako pwede. So, if I didn't try, wala ko ngayon dito. So, parang yun yung biggest doubt ko, and tinurn ko into like a strength na din.
Yeah.
May
Uy, I
para
love
malaman nila.
it. Oh, I love it. Alam mo, dapat pala, yun na yung mindset ko before. Because you know what? Yun talaga biggest dream ko also is to be a flight attendant. But I got rejected because of my height. So, parang ayoko na mag-apply sa mga ibang airlines kasi parang okay, fine height na naman. Ano, mag-heels ako ng kahit 3 inch or ano para lang maabot ko yun dun sa cabin. But, anything is actually possible. As long as you have the
Totoo.
right mindset and be able to prove
Yes.
yourself. Alam mo, nakakatuwa naman. I have a question for Liz, no? Kasi nga kanina, she mentioned that she was competing with men. Maybe you can share with us 1 to 2 positive effect of competing with males.
Actually, I've been saying na I'm not competitive. Pero once I'm in training, for example, with guys, I want to make sure that they don't treat me as a girl or as
Yeah,
a
yeah,
woman
yeah.
who can't, especially with my sport, with rugby. So with my club, we train together with the guys. So our mentality is your gender is not important; it's your skill. So
Yes.
if you are it's not like okay, lalaki yung nasa harap mo. So I have to be like matakot or not. But no, you have to push
Mm-mm-mm.
them. You have to show that person, guy or girl, that I can play the sport. So
Mismo. I love that so much. Grabe, no? It's really all about being, yun talaga, resilient. Just
yeah.
really after your goal. It's not about yung parang talagang comparing yourself. What if, diba? I mean, like, you can beat a person as long as you really have the right mindset,
Well,
eh.
it's actually important also that you know that you're in an environment na may respect. Siyempre,
Yes, yes, yes.
there are some men who would think na babae lang yan. So, they would think na you're not good enough, especially in
Mm-mm.
sports. So, but then some men would actually have this certain of respect for women who are playing the sport, who are in the sport, who are actually
Mm-mm.
leading in sports. So, yeah, it's good to know that with me, with the clubs I'm involved in, the men are respectful enough for us,
That's
women.
really a good environment.
Yeah.
That's the nice answer. No? What about Cheska? Ayun, maybe you can share with us also like 1 to 2 positive uh, traits that we can actually, with competing with men.
I don't see it as competing kasi it's not like the
Mm.
sports na ganyan. But ang laging tanong sa akin is, ano mas magaling ba ang babae or ang lalaking piloto? It's always like that.
Mm-mm.
And I only have one answer for that. It same as Liz, it doesn't matter what gender you are in. It's all about the skills all the time.
Yes.
Kasi lahat ng training namin sa babae and sa lalaki, it's just the same. They feel na pag babae special treatment, no way. Kasi we all handle lives. At the end of the day, we handle safety of the lives of the people na nakasakay sa amin. So, it really doesn't matter if it's a guy or a girl. Pero,
Yeah.
one thing nice about having to fly with men every day is that parang feeling ko, mas nagiging strong ako. Kasi nasasanay ka na parang yung nakakasama mo. Kasi pag girls, di ba like, syempre puro kayo kakikayan and everything. Eh ngayon, nasasanay ka na
True.
parang kasi nag-enjoy kayo Like, iba yung usap nyo when it comes to girls. Pero pag yung araw-araw kasama ko, guys, as in, parang nagiging boyish ka. Although, hindi ka naman, or whatever. Pero, as in, pati yung
You
pagsisalita mo,
adapt
you adapt.
Oo.
So, I think it's also a nice way. Like, it's also a positive for me because nagiging feeling ko, mas nagiging strong ako in some aspects of my life. So, yun ang ano ko.
Nakakatuwa ha. Kasi ganun talaga. You get their traits
Yes.
And parang nare-reflect mo sila Parang nami-mirror mo rin sila if you're with them. But maganda dito, you get
Yes.
their positive traits. Yung strong traits nila. So, ayun. Yung nakakatuwa doon. So, what about Alpha?
Because I live in Middle East, it's a bit different. I cannot also call it competing because I cannot compete with my team. I have to work with them. And usually, ang nakukuha kong good about them is that it's not the same stereotype that we get, like in the Philippines, and then you tell them that you work in Saudi Arabia. It's not the same treatment that I get the NASA news all the time. Actually, there are female pilots, Saudis right now. They just started driving last year, and I'm so proud of the women there. And finally, we're also having flight attendant females, Saudis as well. It was all just
Nice.
in a matter of 2 to 3 years since they're able to drive. And in a men-centric, actually, it is a men-centric region. We feel special. Actually, yun yung nafe-feel namin doon. And kahit naman na sabihin mong equal in terms of work, they don't feel the same way because that was how they were brought up. But in terms of safety and in work, flight attendants are based on doors. so from door 1 to door 8, door whatever, we have different jobs and specific jobs to do. And in terms of safety, in terms of service, we have one goal: to finish the flight safely. That's it. So no girl, no boy pagdating sa safety. That's it. Yun lang.
Alam mo, it's all about equality. Diba?
Equality.
Oo, yun lang yun It's as simple as that. Equality. Men and women are equal. Walang you don't really need to compare them anymore. Kasi I think sa unang panahon kasi, yun yung that was, diba, that was rampant during the Eon days or early days of the pero ngayon talaga, it's really about equality and of course, women rules!
Yeah.
Diba? And ito naman, we've got a question for you. Now, as Boulder women, Boulder and modern women, if you could break one rule, what rule would it be and why? Yeah, I can see your thinking faces right there.
Okay, as a Boulder woman, if I could break one rule, it's going to be an unwritten rule that in my profession and in my age that I'm experiencing, that I have to be settled by a certain age in women's standard. Traditional. This is the unwritten rule that at the age of 25, you have to have this. By 30, you need to be this. And by 35, you have to finish this one,
Yes.
because
Yes, yes,
we
yes.
have our own timelines of success, and we want career, and 'di ba, and growth at the
Mm-mm.
same time, by even with being our individual selves. Ang
Yeah.
hirap na dun ka lang. So,
Mm-mm.
yun.
Alam mo, very well said, Alpha, ha? And just to add to that, age is just a number.
Age is
You
just
don't
a
have
number.
to be so hard on yourself na parang by
Yes.
the time I reach this one, I should have kids already, I should be stable
Yes.
already. No, it's not supposed to be that way. Kaya ang daming mga nade-depress na mga women or even men
Mm.
because they can't gather things. And we don't really ayan, and we don't really actually, we yun nga eh, it's about being in your own pace, about your own
Mhm.
pace at the right time. So ayan, we all feel for you, Alpha, so thanks for sharing that. Talagang dapat ma-break na yung rule na yan.
Dapat ma-break na talaga siya.
Oo, dapat. So for Liz naman, what's one rule you could break?
Actually, ang hirap ng question na. Pero I'm just thinking that one thing that you're always used to, like in our career, na you're expected to work
Mm-mm.
like 8 to 10 hours a day.
Mm.
So I think it's important also to have rest, to rest, just to
Mhm.
give yourself time to rest also. Hindi yung sobrang workaholic ka, it's
Yes.
okay. It's
Yes.
okay to
Yes.
to have time for yourself, to rest and recover or hindi masyadong stress. I mean, we're at home basically. We're working from
Yeah.
home, but it doesn't mean we don't have stress, diba?
Mm-mm.
So yeah,
Pero
I
you
think
know what? Mm-mm. Pero yun nga, it's more stressful now that we are at home. So the pressure is there. Kasi nga parang you know what they say? Most employers nga daw, parang they don't give, well, this apply to other companies na or siguro strict na mga managers or something, but they don't give their employees a rest, a break. Parang they call them anytime they want. So parang alam mo yon, there's no boundaries anymore.
yeah, yeah,
Parang kasi naiisip nila na you've got all the time in your hands, you're just home, you're sitting there comfortably. But what they don't realize is you're putting too much pressure and you're putting so much
yeah.
stress on your, di ba, employees
Work-life
already. But,
balance.
di ba? So, nakakatuwa nga yan. Yeah. What about Cheska? Ayan. Meron, what's your,
Ako, unwritten rule din like Alpha. Ako naman, tatanggalin ko na lahat ng height requirements sa mga airline.
yon!
Tatanggalin ko na yung mga tatanggalin ko na
Yes!
yung mga kailangan, walang ganito, walang ganyan. Like, just look at people with their skills. Don't look at them like, kasi may mga tao na nag-lack lang sa ganito, bawal na because of what? Looks. But I'm so happy because iba yung Miss Universe ngayon, ano na sila, nagda-diversify na sila into, like, pwede na mas maliit, pwede na. So, I'm really happy na medyo nandun na tayo papunta eh. I'm so happy talaga. Like, ako actually, I broke the rule already na pumasok ako at 5'1.5". So, yun ang gusto kong tanggalin.
Galing.
Yun ang one rule I wanted to break. Period.
Oo. And it all started with you, girl.
Thank you.
Girl. Go, diba?
Go.
Pero, ayan, so, for our Gen Zs who are watching right now, may pag-asa pa po.
Yes.
Ayan, diba? So, pwede, whatever it is you want to actually enter. O yan, kung may mga requirements yan, just fight for it. Because,
Just try.
just
try.
try.
Just try.
Yes, perfect. That's the word. Try. Try lang and you will actually succeed. Ayan. Okay, right now we've got a few shout outs. So let's say hello to our viewers from Facebook. We also got viewers from Kumu as well. But dito sa ating Facebook comments, we have one from Jamie Fournier. Sabi niya, kayang-kaya Liz. Hey, beautiful. Ah. She got a fan over there. Hello, hello, Jamie. Thanks for
Hi,
tuning
Jamie.
with us tonight. Ayan. Nakakatuwa naman. But, ayan, we've come to the part of the show wherein we are going to be asking you questions. Now, these are all what we call fast talk, no? And you guys know the drill already. So, ayan, you know the drill already. Byron just have to answer the questions that I'm going to ask you. And here we go. Let's start. So the sequence will be let's start with Alpha, then Liz, then Cheska. Okay? Are you guys ready?
Ready?
Okay. First question is food you crave most often. Go Alpha.
Binatog.
Oh, lit.
Pizza. Pizza.
Yeah. Cheska.
Donut.
Oh,
Donut.
I love it. Lahat yan, gusto-gusto natin. And next question is, single appliance you cannot live without.
Rice cooker.
Go Liz. Go Liz.
Air fryer. Tita.
Ay, healthy. Cheska.
Ako microwave.
Yeah.
Oh. Pang reheat na lang ng mga food, di ba? Pamadalian. Okay. Third question. If you could try out any job for a day, what would you try?
Chef.
Oh, nice one. Interesting. Go, Liz.
Doctor.
Doctor. Wow. Go, Cheska.
Ako din, doctor.
Okay, wait lang ha. May follow-up question. Why doctor? Ay, bigla na naging curious eh.
Ano yan eh, sobrang kanonood ng Grey's Anatomy, ng lahat ng medical shows.
There's also a show on Netflix, New Amsterdam. Oh,
Yes,
Hmm.
yes. Freedom, the
diba?
doctor, the house, so lahat.
Oo. Ay, ito. Follow-up question. Anong specialization ng doctor? If you can be specific.
Siguro, I'd be in the ER.
Oh! Grabe,
All around.
grabe yun. All around talaga feisty.
Diba?
Kailangan buong strength ka dun. Oh. What
Ako
about
pala
Tess?
hindi na doctor. Parang, mas gusto ko, hindi kasi parang, nurse na kasi ako. So, na-realize ko, sabi ko, wait lang, try ko na rin pala yun. So, na parang semi nandun na rin siya. So, I wanted to become an astronaut for a day because that is my ultimate dream. So, gusto ko maging astronaut for a day, if given a chance.
Grabe talaga, mga one of a kind yung pinipiling profession ni Cheska, no? Very interesting. Astronaut this time. Pero yes, it's so true, no? Nakakatuwa naman. Okay, ayan, kasi naman the curiosity in me, no? May mga follow-up questions, but let's return to the fast talk. Ayan, online shopping or in-person shopping?
In-person shopping.
In-person shopping.
Online shopping.
Oh!
Tamad, sobrang busy.
Maghahalata tayo from microwave to online shopping.
Gusto lahat convenient.
Oo. Convenience at its finest.
Yeah.
Ganon. Okay, we're down to the two last questions. Okay, would you rather be a kid your whole life or an adult your whole life?
An adult with a kid's heart.
Oy, I love it.
I love it.
Much easier to be a kid when you're an adult.
Well said. Go, Liz.
Adult.
Mm-hmm. Go, Cheska.
Ako kid. Ang sarap maging bata, guys. Walang iniintindi sa buhay. Yung adulting life kasi ba?
Ay, alam mo, that's true. Diba? There are days that you just, reminisce yung childhood days mo na talaga, alam mo yun, you're being spoon-fed, you don't think about your future.
But don't think
Talagang-
about anything. I tell that to my
Exactly.
kids all the time. Napakaswerte niyo na bata kayo. Wala kayong iniintindi sa buhay. That's what I tell my kids.
Pero that's really true. Kasi enjoy nyo na yung mga younger years, because by the time you reach a certain age of 20 plus na kayo na magsisimula ng stress
Adulting.
o adulting life. Okay, for the last question. If you could only live in one city for the rest of your life, which would you choose?
Manila.
Oh, I love your hometown, Manila.
Manila forever.
Manila girl. Okay, what
Yes.
about Liz?
I think Bali.
Ah,
Eh,
wow. The best. Oh my goodness. Paradise. What
yeah.
about Cheska?
Ako siguro LA.
Mm-hmm. Andun na
Nandun
Tayo.
sa
lahat.
sarap. Andun lahat,
Nandun na
andun sa
lahat.
sarap. And your favorite donut.
Yeah.
Ay, nako, ayan. Guys, thank you so much. Nakakatuwa. Getting to know you in a span of like, how many minutes have we been doing this? Alam mo, it's been such an amazing experience to be with you guys and having met you here. Pero I've got another question. What are three things that women can do to stay mentally healthy? Ayan, all our sisters and the women out there who are watching right now might be needing this, kind of advice. And of course, with some of nuggets from the three of you. Ayan. Let's start with Alpha.
Three things. First, I think this is the most important thing. It's to, regardless of your beliefs or your religion, it's to pray. Because praying means letting go and letting God and the
Yeah.
universe do whatever it has to do. And then self reflection is number two. It's looking outside. Uh, and then number three is communication with same minded people, or if not same minded, just good souls.
Yeah.
Positivity always. Yes.
Hmm. We all need that.
Yes.
Yes. That's what we need in life nowadays. What about Liz?
I think isa lang answer dyan. Online shopping. No, I'm just
Ah,
kidding.
the best.
Add to cart.
Ay, grabe. At the cart
Diba?
checkout.
For
Yes.
us women. So no, actually, so first I think would be to practice mindfulness or meditation. So it's really important. Every day, every morning, bago ka, before the action starts, have to start with that. And then, of course, eat healthy and stay active. So it doesn't matter if exercise twice a weekend or as simple as cleaning your house is enough to be
Right.
active. You spend
Right.
hours, moving around, and then probably the last would be um, have a close connection with a few people. So it's really good for your mental health also. So yeah, I think that's it.
Alam mo, very well said, no? And I like to touch on that, yung just keep moving. Kasi mobility is very important. One thing that I also learned ngayong pandemic, kasi I used to be a couch potato. Like, I really don't want to, talagang parang move around and all that. But it helps, no? Yung once you move or like when you raise your, alam mo yun, when you do something, it just really lifts your mood. Naiiba niya yung mood mo. It just makes you happy. So yeah. Thank you for sharing, Liz. And what about Cheska?
Okay, to keep you mentally sane, number one, ito talaga napatunayan ko. If
Okay.
you must rest.
Ayun.
Kasi
Rest.
we tend, we feel that we are always in a hurry. We feel like there's always a race. We feel like we need to prove every time, something every time. Siguro, number one talaga is to know when to rest. Kasi pagka talagang pagod na yung utak mo kakaisip, and then that's the time that imbes na maging productive ka, magkaka-problema ka pa. And then siguro number two is pray. Same as
Mm.
Alpha. And just surrender everything to God. Ngayong pandemic, what happened to me was sobrang yung faith ko nag-multiply into I think 1 million. Because when you do not know
Yes.
what to do something, when you don't know what to do na sa buhay mo, you just need to pray and ask for God's and surrender to God lahat ng problema mo. And isa pa siguro is to find something productive. Kasi yun nga, yung magiging masaya ka and help other people. Kung saan yung tingin mo that will feed your soul. Not just like,
Yes.
alam mo yun, hindi lang yung para makita ng social media, hindi lang, yung yung tanongin mo sa sarili mo, saan ba ako sasaya? And then, gawin mo yun. Not just for anybody else, but for yourself.
Like for
and
you.
for the other people. Yes.
Yes.
That's
Alam mo,
it.
that-
That's it.
Tumpak. Alam mo, that's really on point. Kasi, you just really have to work on yourself eh. That's the only thing that you can do right now, work on yourself. And, the beauty comes out if you're authentic eh. And then, you just share kindness with the people around you as well. So, nakakatuwa. Oh my
Yes.
goodness, ang dami kong natutunan for tonight's episode. And I've been truly inspired with these three beautiful women. Ay, nako, thank you. I'm just really so amazed sa inyong three. But, guys, ito na nga, as I think we're about to close our live stream. Para alam mo yon, when you're having so much fun, you lost count of the hours already. But before our Grind Season 3 closes, we just like to mention for sponsorships and collaborations with us here at Grind. Or if you want to feature your brands and your company, please drop us an email at boulderchannel@gmail.com. And of course, last but not the least, we're three beautiful ladies over here. If you have something to promote, and also for our viewers na rin, where they can actually keep up with you guys. Maybe you can share your socials with us. Let's start with Alpha.
My social media is private, but I'm just promoting positivity and stay safe, stay healthy, and be happy. Yun lang.
Yes, be
Yes.
happy. Yay, thank you, Alpha. What about Liz?
Okay, so since I want to influence everybody to keep, moving, be active, so there's a couple of Instagram that I would want to share with you guys, girls, whoever's watching. So for you, Jamie, if you wanna play capoeira, we have
Yes.
Kadara Capoeira Philippines. It's Kadara Capoeira Philippines. So you can inquire there for the online classes. And then for those ones okay na, you can get in touch with Philippine Rugby. So with rugby, whatever your size is, whatever your height is, ano mang kulay mo, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're good in sports or not. You're welcome in the rugby community. And then for the club I'm actually handling right now, United City Football Club in Facebook and Instagram. And my Instagram
Yay.
is Instagram.
Guys, follow them already. But you know what? I'm also having second thoughts. I think I want to try rugby too. If it's safe na. Oh, ayan ha. Di ba
If you want
we touched
contact
on...
sports, there's another sport which is flag football Philippines. So it's less contact. But yeah.
Okay.
Yun.
Yes.
So
Well,
maybe
take a
I'll
look at
answer
that.
Yes.
We'll definitely check that out. Thanks, Liz. And last but not the least, Cheska.
Yeah, follow me on all my social media accounts. Lahat Filipina Pilot Cheska. I have my YouTube, my Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, everything. You can find me anywhere. Filipina Pilot Cheska.
There you go. Guys, don't forget to follow our three beautiful ladies here. And thank you once again for joining us. Got Cheska, Liz, and of course, Alpha right here. Hope you enjoyed your experience here at Grind. And all the best and more power to your careers. Now, guys, for those of you still with us and are viewing, please catch Nico Loco in Brief Encounter tonight. That's at 9 p.m. And then tomorrow, Friday, we can watch Local at 7:30 p.m. and Bliss Out and About at 9 p.m. So there you have it. Once again, I'm Jamie G, and you've just watched such a very inspiring and fun episode of Grind Season 3, only here at the Boulder channel. And please do not forget to keep on grinding. Keep on grinding. Hey.
Thank you.